Hi, welcome to Manas Shil YouTube channel. Before we start, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. Let's start the video. If you haven't watched the previous video, I'll link it in the description box, or you can click here. Chapter 1, Walpurgis, Leon's Angelic Skill. Now Leon was the only one left. So, Leon, what about you? My skill is the ultimate skill Purity King, Metatron. Leon answered Daggerul's question in a very simple, what did he just say? The ultimate skill Purity King, Metatron, is an angelic skill, isn't it? I can't even begin to describe the feeling of helplessness that everyone exuded. Hey, Leon. It's rare to see you make a joke. But still, this is a serious meeting. Calm down and give us an answer one more time. I don't have time for this either. The Purity King, Metatron, that we've been talking about is my skill. I'm sure everyone was thinking that this was a big problem. Just when I thought the meeting would be coming to a close, a huge problem arose. Well then, what should we do? Hey, Rimuru-kun. Don't dump this on me. You're so obvious that you don't even bother to hide the fact that you're forcing me to do everything for you. That's you bastard. Quit complaining and just think of a solution. Hey, don't start such an ugly argument with me, wahahaha. But you know, Ruminas, I understand how he feels. Rimuru can be very helpful in times like these. That's right. Just leave this to Rimuru, and we'll have a cup of tea or something. Selfish colleagues. And Ramers, you're especially terrible. I'll be sure to remember this. This is why demon lords are so scary. What kind of cooperation is this? In the midst of all this, Daggerul spoke up in exasperation. Rimuru, you've had it pretty rough. I felt closer to you ever since I heard that you were forced to take care of Dino, and I feel sorry for you this time too. He was such a good guy. He's a giant and a demon lord, but appearances can be deceiving. Daggerul-san, thank you. The san is unnecessary. I'm sure we brought this up before. That's right. I should be aware of the fact that I'm a demon lord by now. I think being too humble can be harmful in certain situations. Then once again, thank you Daggerul. Don't worry about it. Anyway, is Leon alright? Daggerul nodded lightly, and the conversation returned to the topic at hand. Ruminas also joined in, as if they were on the same page. That's right. He looks the same as usual, but it's important to know whether or not Leon is under control, right? Everyone's eyes focused on me. It's best to ask the person himself about such things, but he doesn't seem to be aware of it. If that's the case, I'll just have to guess, but before I do, there was something I wanted to confirm. As I said before, when Dino betrayed us, the labyrinth was destroyed, and the enemy was able to invade. We believe that he came into contact with Phantom King Feldway. Once they were inside the labyrinth, complete isolation from the outside was impossible. That's why, although they didn't seem to be able to talk directly, they might have been able to communicate through telekinesis or something. Ramers added to my explanation. For the time being, it seems that she was willing to work. While considering Ramers' nice assist, I asked E. So, I'd like to ask, what happened here? I know that Velzert-san became an enemy, and went on a rampage, but I want to know how it happened. So you know about it. Yeah. I think anyone who saw this mess would recognize it. It was obvious to me that Guy and Velzert had fought. Otherwise, there wouldn't be such a mess. What I'm curious about is how it happened, or rather, how Velzert fell into the hands of the enemy. Is it possible to send a command to the control circuit from anywhere, or is it necessary to get closer to a certain extent? Depending on the answer, the threat level will be different. Also, Velzert and probably Dino were given their powers by Veldanava, while Leon acquired it on his own and brought it to the ultimate level. While his control circuit might not have disappeared, there is still the possibility that there is a glitch. If so, that would explain why Leon's commands might not be going through. In any case, it's important to get accurate information first. You're right, that bastard Feldway broke through the ice and snow barriers. It was Mizari and Rain who greeted him, and I thought I'd go out and give him a thrashing. But then Velzert got in the way. In other words, he didn't make direct contact, but he came close. It's the same conditions as Dino, but I'm not sure what to make of it. So, you're saying they need to get within a certain distance to interfere with the control circuit. You don't think that this might be a trick to make us think that, do you? Something like that. Leon, do you feel anything about yourself? I don't feel anything. I'm just me, and I don't feel like I'm being controlled by anything. Leon replied confidently, but even Lieutenant Kondu and Velgren had not been aware that they were being controlled. It was impossible to trust that statement. In other words, your beloved is me, idiot, of course it's Chloe. I don't even care about you. Oh, he's fine. This bluntness is undoubtedly Leon's true personality. Also, it's not as if there's no evidence to support it. Feldway's words are recorded in the labyrinth. Yes, that's right. When Feldway confronted Chloe, he said, ha 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 ha. Oh, so there it is. After all, even Veldanava-sama wishes for my victory, that's what he said. From what he said, we can infer that even Feldway and Michael do not know who possesses the angelic ultimate skills. There is no guarantee that this was not an act, but there is no point in doubting it. Because my intuition is telling me that it is safe, I should proceed towards believing in Leon. Using predation on Leon and destroying the control circuit itself is a sure way. Seal-san interrupted me quite casually, but I refused to accept it. I didn't like the idea of predating Leon, physiologically speaking. Maybe that's why I wanted to believe in Leon even more than I did before. Okay, we're not going to come to any conclusions by talking about it here, and although I'm skeptical, I personally think it's fine. So, let's just judge Leon as gray close to black, and see what happens. I declared as such. Is it okay, then? At these questions, I nod my head. I'm not completely sure yet, but I don't think the enemy has grasped the locations of the angelic skill users. What is the basis for saying so? Dagrul asked curiously, so I presented my own thoughts. In Ramrus's labyrinth, there are records of the battles with Feldway and his men. From what they said, I'm guessing that the only skills they know of are those that were given directly by Veldanava. If the skill is self-acquired, they probably won't know about it, unless they get close. That's right. It's annoying that someone can so easily read information from my labyrinth, but it's being put to good use, so I'm not complaining. To put Ramrus in a good mood, I nodded and said, "You've been a great help, seriously." It was true that the labyrinth was superior in every way, so I thanked her without hesitation. Feel free to praise me more. And so, Ramrus was very pleased. I brushed off the comment and returned to the topic at hand. It's not like Leon's been spreading the word about his skill, so I think it will take a while for people to know about it. It would be a foolish thing to do, to expose one's hand, except under such circumstances. Leon muttered to me in resignation. I see. And so, he seemed to be convinced. Certainly, Leon is right. Well, there's a good chance they'll see through us, if they get too close, and I agree, that we can't be absolutely sure, but it would be foolish to be overly cautious and split up. I have no objection to that either. Rumina's summed it up, and Dagrul agreed. The two of them seemed to be on the same page, despite their differences. It was interesting to see them scowling at each other in a not-so-amused manner, but they seemed to have no issues, since they hadn't lost their cool while fighting. I trust Ramir's word, and Leon's word is not a lie. Milam gave her seal of approval, and just when I thought the matter was settled, Ramrus muttered something unnecessary. That's right. Leon-chan may need to be monitored, so the question is who will take care of that. If I say anything right now, Rimuru-kun. Enough. I get it, so don't say anything else. As expected, I gave up and decided to take over the Leon surveillance mission. Dino's departure couldn't be helped, but I guess that means the 7 of us here are now friends. And I think everyone understands that we've got a nasty enemy on our hands. As for how we'll keep an eye on Leon, we'll talk about that later. So, Guy, what are you going to do about Michael? I focus on Guy's remarks. I'm gonna destroy him, of course. So it's all out war then. Rumina's muttered in contemplation, but it was also the consensus of everyone present. Wahahaha. I'm excited. It's time to show them what I'm made of. Whether it's Feldway or Michael, I'll beat them with one punch. Phantom King Feldway, huh. Now that he's back, it's inevitable that we will have to fight for control of the Earth. Milam's words aside, Ramrus was being too grandiose and unrealistic. But, well, even if one punch was impossible, the labyrinth is super important, so I stopped making fun of her. Do you know how powerful the enemy is? When Leon asked, Guy shook his head. We know that the 7 primordial angels, including Feldway and Dino, and Michael, who has replaced Rudra, are all generals. In addition to that, Belzer Dono is now an enemy as well. This Tenma Great War is going to be pretty tough. Tenma Great War. That's right. Isn't the war, which takes place every 500 years or so, essentially Rudra's ability to summon angels? Dagrul's answer came as a surprise to everyone, including me. What? Dagrul, don't talk nonsense. Ramirez snapped at him, but it was Guy who stopped it. Calm down, Ramirez, Dagrul's words are correct. Rudra has the skill Army of Angels, Armageddon, which allows him to summon an army of angels, and control them at will. Although, it seems that Rudra has difficulty controlling it, and has only issued simple commands. He explained to everyone that its activation cycle was about every 500 years. However, because the summoned angel would have no body, it could only last a week at most before disappearing. It's a new thing to consider, but I wish she had told us this earlier. I have a question. What is it? Do angels, like demons, take root in the world when they incarnate? Oops, I didn't even have to ask. Benimaru's wife Mimiji's race, the Tengu, was born from the incarnation of an angel into a wolf. It was not surprising that many such races were born during the war. If that's the case, then I just can't shake this bad feeling. It was the forbidden spell, Demon Death Birthday. You're amazing, Seal-san. You knew exactly what I was thinking. Looks like you've got something on your mind. Tell me, I listen. He asked me, so I answered without hiding it. You guys know Kazarium the Curse Lord, right? The truth is, Kazarium is being controlled by the enemy, and they're mass-producing undead elves. I ordered him to interfere with the ritual every chance he got, but I'm not sure how effective it was. Demon Death Birthday. How many tens of thousands died? Yuki's mixed core sacrificed about 60,000 people, so I'd say nearly 10 have been born at most. So he prioritized the individual instead of the number. In that case, he's at least as powerful as Clayman. It's a perfect medium for the primordials to incarnate. Oh, Guy's got it wrong. I have other concerns, so I'll correct him. No, not that. The 7 primordial angels already incarnated long ago. It seems Feldway and the others were incarnated in the other world. And Dino's colleagues, I think their names were Pico and Gracia. Yeah, that's it. Rammers helped me out again, so I'm grateful. So then, what you're worried about is, yeah, I think the higher angels summoned by the army of angels, Armageddon, will be incarnated in the undead elves. Angels don't have much of an ego, right? So, if you use the soul of someone with a strong ego as the core, you could create a powerful new race that also incorporates the power of the angels. Not only Guy, but all the other demon lords also fell silent. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy it.